Hey guys, this is Abhishek from gadgetsjuice.com, and today we are going to do a quick comparison between these two phones which we have with us. We have the Redmi Note 4G with us, and we have a new phone to compare, which is Infocus M330. Talking about these two devices are available online for the same price tag of 9,999, which is 10,000 rupees approximately. When it comes to specifications, they are kind of similar to some extent, and they're also kind of dissimilar in some areas. So first of all, let's talk about the similarities which we have on these two phones. So we have 5.5-inch display on both of them. We have a 720p display on both of them, and in terms of the overall form factor, they are kind of similar to each other, but in terms of the weight, they are slightly different. And I suspect that the Redmi Note 4G is definitely heavier as compared to the Infocus M330. So let's find out. We have a weighing scale over there, and let me just place the Redmi Note 4G over there on this one. And first of all, we have to make it stable. As far as weight is concerned, Redmi Note 4G weigh around 187 gram. As far as weight is concerned, Redmi Note 4G is definitely higher at 185 gram as compared to 167 gram, which is the weight of Infocus M330. Talking about rear cameras, we have 13 megapixel rear camera module on both of these, and it is in a 13 megapixel autofocus camera on both of them. You can record high definition video from both of these devices. We do have LED flash as well, and a secondary microphone for noise cancellation is also there on both of them. We have it here on the Redmi Note 4G, and we have it here on the Infocus M330. As far as weight is concerned, Redmi Note 4G is definitely heavier at 185 gram, which is the weight, and Infocus M330 is lighter at 167 gram. In terms of processor, we have a quad-core processor on the Redmi Note 4G, and we have an octa-core CPU 1.7 GHz MediaTek 6592 on this device, whereas we have Snapdragon 400 on the Redmi Note 4G. Talking about the rear cameras, we have got 13 megapixel rear cameras on both of them. Both of these cameras are autofocus, and they can record high definition video. We do have secondary microphone for noise cancellation on the Infocus M330, and we do have that on the Redmi Note 4G as well. We have a 3.5 audio jack on this side, and we have a 3.5 audio jack on the Infocus M330 on the top. On this side, we can see that we have a power and sleep key, which is kind of a button which does not give you great amount of feedback as compared to these two buttons, which are very good in terms of the feedback on the Redmi Note. And on this side, we have the volume rocker for the Infocus M330, which gives you good amount of feedback. At the bottom, you have micro USB port for data syncing and charging. We do have a secondary microphone, not a secondary microphone, but a primary microphone on both of these devices. And at the back, we can see that we have loudspeaker over there, and we have loudspeaker over here as well. And both of these are fairly loud. We will just compare these two on the basis of loudness and quality of sound. Talking about the display is pretty colorful, I would say, on both of them. And in case you are looking for a comparison, this is how the display viewing angles look like. I would say it is pretty good on both of them, but in terms of the overall color production, I would say colors are slightly better over here on the Redmi Note 4G as compared to the Infocus M330. Let's take a look over the front. Again, on the front, we can see that we have touch capacitive buttons on both of these phones, and when it comes to the backlit LED, there is no backlit LED on any of these two phones as far as touch capacitive buttons are concerned. When it comes to the front, we have 8 megapixel camera module over there, which is a fixed focus camera, and we have 5 megapixel camera on the Redmi Note 4G. We do have a nice metal earpiece over there on both of them, and we also have proximity and ambient light sensors on both of these devices. Now, if you compare some other things, as far as storage is concerned, we have 16 GB of internal storage on the Infocus M330, which is better as compared to the 8 GB storage which we have on this one. Talking about the RAM is again kind of similar, I would say. We have 2 GB of RAM on this device, and we have 2 GB of RAM on this device as well. So both of them have 2 GB of RAM. Both of them has the same resolution, the same display size. When it comes to some of the things which are kind of different, they have different version of KitKat. So we have Android KitKat on this device 4.4.2 on this one, which you can see over there. And on this device, if we take a look over the version of Android, we can, on Antutu benchmark, we have got a score of 20941 on the Xiaomi Redmi Note 4G as compared to the score which is 30839 on Infocus M330. So there is a slight difference in score, and in terms of gaming I would say this device is slightly better in terms of gaming and can handle high definition games slightly better as compared to Redmi Note 4G. Let's take a look over some other scores. We have Ninamax scores as well, and we will find it out what is the kind of Ninamax score you get on these two. So we have 59.7 FPS on Infocus M330, which is still better than the score which we have got over here, which is 56.7 FPS. However, both of these devices can handle high definition games, but I would say in my own personal opinion this device is slightly better in gaming, and it also gives you more storage, so you can actually install more high definition games as compared to this one, which is going to limit that, because you cannot install applications on the SD card on this one, whereas you can do that on the Infocus M330. Now let's do a camera comparison, and we will take a photo of this action figure which is the Superman, and let me just take the photo from the Infocus M330, and let me just take the same photo from the Redmi Note 4G this time, and here we have the camera, and then we can compare both of these photos. You do have tap to focus on both of these devices. As far as the camera interface is concerned, let me just take a look over the photo which I have captured over here. So this is how the photo looked like on both of these two devices, and you can compare it with the original subject over there. If I zoom this one, you can see these are the kind of colors which are there, and if I zoom in this one which is on Infocus M330, I can say we have captured slightly better details over here on the Infocus M330 as compared to Redmi Note 4G, which is the case, and color production is done nicely on both of these devices. I would say it is pretty close, so details are slightly better over here as compared to the photo which we have got on Redmi Note 4G, but both of these devices come very close to each other as far as the rear camera is concerned. When it comes to the front camera, let me just take a photo from the front camera from both of these phones, and we're going to toggle to the front camera now. I'm going to take a photo from the front camera on the Redmi Note 4G as well. So we have taken the photos on both of these devices. Let me show you both of them one by one. So this is how it looks like on the Infocus M330, and this is how it looks like on the Xiaomi Redmi Note 4G. I would say this photo is slightly better in terms of details, and in terms of color production as well, this is looking good as compared to this one, which is good in terms of colors, not that great as this one, and in terms of details this is definitely better as compared to this one. As far as build quality is concerned, I would say the build quality is slightly better over here on the Redmi Note 4G as compared to Infocus M330. As far as finishing is concerned, finishing is slightly better over here because we have matte finish back cover, which again can be removed, and this can be done over here as well, but this is a glossy back cover which is not too great in terms of the overall grip, because this device can be slippery at times because of the glossy back, and it will get a lot of fingerprints and scratches as well, as compared to the Infocus M330, which has a curved back over there on the back cover, which is matte finish, and it is slightly better in terms of the overall grip as compared to this one, and this is also lighter in terms of weight as compared to Redmi Note 4G. Let's compare these two devices on the basis of hardware. We have ARM-V7 processor on both of these devices, although we have an octa-core CPU which is MediaTek 6592 over there, and we have a quad-core CPU which is Qualcomm MSM8226, which is 1.6 GHz Snapdragon 400. When it comes to display resolution is same on both of them, but we have Adreno 305 GPU and we have Mali 450 MP GPU on this device, which is slightly better in gaming as compared to this one. We have sensors over there, which includes the 3-axis accelerometer sensor. We have a larger number of sensors over here on the Redmi Note 4G as compared to the Infocus M330, which has lower number of sensors, but all the required sensors are there on this device as well. However, the Redmi Note 4G actually have more sensor, including step detector, step counter, and significant motion detector sensor as well, and some other sensors which are required in some of the games and some other activities. So definitely sensor wise, this device has more sensors as compared to the Infocus M330. Now let's conclude the overall comparison, and I will point out the good things of both of these devices. First of all, this device has a lighter weight, a good feel when you hold it in hand. The build quality is again not that good, so build quality goes for this one. This one has better build quality. Talking about the storage, we have better storage over there, which is double the storage you get on Redmi Note 4G. In terms of camera performance, both of these devices are pretty good in the camera department, but the front camera performance is better on Redmi Note 4G. In terms of RAM is same. Gaming performance is again slightly better over here as compared to the Xiaomi Redmi Note 4G. When it comes to some other things like the price remains the same, but the overall experience as far as the UI is concerned is going to be better over here. This is much more responsive as compared to the Infocus M330 when you want to use both of these phones for a long-term usage. So UI is going to be more responsive and smooth over here on Redmi Note 4G. And when it comes to some of the things like battery backup is almost the same. You can get around 1 day of battery backup easily on both of these phones, and more than 1 day battery backup as well. So these are all the things which we wanted to tell you in this video as far as the comparison goes in between the Infocus M330. Both of these phones are good. In case you want to go for a brand which is more recognized in India, I would suggest you Xiaomi Redmi Note 4G, but in case you want a better phone as far as gaming is concerned, you can go for the Infocus M330 as well. That's all from us. Do let us know if you have any specific question for these two devices. We would love to help you. You can like this video if this video helped you by clicking the like button below. You can subscribe to our YouTube video channel for more videos like this by clicking the subscribe button below. Thanks for watching this video. This is Abhishek signing off. Thank you.